Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you are in the world. Happy Friday. The lies and hypocrisy of Without a Crystal Ball just does not stop. And when is she going to learn to just stay in a lane and stop jeopardizing her family? Let me show you what I'm talking about, but before that, my usual disclaimer. Please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. After Gypsy Rose was released from prison, Katie Joy was all over social media telling people how she is going to be the one to make sure that the correct information is spread about Gypsy Rose. And she began going after TMZ, where as you can see in this post that she made. Alright folks, TMZ is at it again, posting drama about Gypsy Blanchard for profit. Their new headline is filled with a ton of assumption, drama, and just plain falsehoods. Gypsy Blanchard was paroled on Thursday at 3:30 a.m. She was paroled to Louisiana to live with her husband. Due to the time of her release, Gypsy and her family had rented an Airbnb to rest and reunite. The drive back to Louisiana was over 14 hours. 2 parole officers were involved in the arrangements. Louisiana was okay with her staying in Missouri to rest. Missouri wanted her back up to her home address. TMZ asserts there were security concerns for Gypsy. My sources say that it's simply not true. The reason she left Missouri was due to protocol with her parole conditions. She was not breaking rules, nor was she causing security problems. As soon as the 2 parole sides came to a decision, Gypsy and her husband traveled back to Louisiana. There's also reporting that Gypsy bought tickets to the Chiefs game in hopes to meet up with Taylor Swift. This is false. My source says Gypsy bought the tickets months ago and well before she ever knew Taylor was dating a player on the Chiefs. Gypsy is a fan of the Chiefs and simply wanted to go to the game. She never expected to meet Taylor Swift. Stories like this only cause Taylor Swift fans to lash out at Gypsy. Now, all this, what she stated, that's the truth. TMZ is reporting this because one of their reporters actually had a conversation with Gypsy. And if she had done her due diligence and further research, she would find this to be true.
I actually did speak with Gypsy myself, not that long ago, and she told me that the first thing she plans to do publicly when getting out of prison is she and Ryan have tickets to the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Oh my God.
And there's a lot of reports that they're headed to Kansas City today, where they're going to be spending, obviously, the next few days. So she is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. However, she is a massive Taylor Swift fan. She told me that she would listen to all of Taylor Swift's albums behind bars. That's what kept her going, was Taylor's music. So of course she is hoping to catch a glimpse of Taylor and, maybe possibly meet her. You never know.
TMZ and paparazzi have been stalking and following Gypsy's every move and knew that she left Missouri yesterday. My source said there were multiple paparazzi camped outside of the Airbnb. The paparazzi even snapped photos of them all leaving yesterday morning, according to my source. And from what I've heard, is that the family actually leaked where they would be staying. So what's the problem? Gypsy is on parole in Louisiana. She was not booted out of Missouri. This is a reminder that Gypsy is a person who is not a sideshow. She is trying to follow the rules of her parole. She didn't do anything wrong, and using derogatory language like ex-con to talk about her is just low class for TMZ. Now, does Katie Joy still have a hard on because TMZ didn't want to buy the footage she was trying to sell them of Amber Portwood? Because why is she going so hard for only TMZ like this? But like I said, Katie Joy, if you had done your due diligence and proper research, you would have actually known that Gypsy herself had already spoken to a reporter at TMZ that when she gets out, she had already bought tickets to go and see the Chiefs game. And she also told that same reporter how she is also a massive Taylor Swift fan and that she would listen to all Taylor Swift's albums, and that is what kept her going behind bars. So obviously it's a no-brainer that she would have had hopes in seeing or meeting the person that she adored. So no, TMZ is not posting about Gypsy for drama and profit. She is the news. So where are the falsehoods and the assumptions? And by them calling her ex-con, whether you like her or not, it is what it is. She is an ex-con. Katie Joy is all about how she is close to the family and she is good friends with the stepmom. Let's go back and take a look at how she became friends with the stepmom. When she had that interview in 2019 with Fancy and Brandy, and she claimed that she was wronged by them because they recorded her without her knowledge. That is lies, because at the beginning of that Zoom, Fancy made her aware that she was being recorded, and she didn't even flinch, never said anything against being recorded.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Brandy should be joining us here in a second too. She's one of my team members. Oh, she's there.
I guess we have to put headphones in.
I was the last one to the party. I'm so sorry.
I'm sitting there going, why can't I hear nothing?
Funny. Hey, Katie. Okay, so I'm so sorry that I didn't realize that you were the same Katie. Like, that was so funny because
Yeah.
it just, the name didn't click for me.
It's okay.
I just kind of thought you were just another reporter, and I was like, oh no, I'm not talking to you. Because that week that you contacted me back, like, we've had so many people contacting us because the on again, off again engagement announced. So I was just like, no comment.
Yeah, I get it.
So you've known Laurel a long time, or just through the Schofield?
I would say I met her online.
Right.
I started covering Susan Schofield in February.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I met her shortly thereafter. I actually met her on Kiwi Farms because I went on there because I noticed that a lot of them were talking about it there. And I was like, I'm a reporter and I like cover this kind of stuff. And of course it's Kiwi Farms and they're crazy. And, but I met a couple of really nice people, including Laurel, who I became friends with on Facebook, and we stayed connected. And actually just talked to Michael Schofield yesterday.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. And I just wanted to let you know I am recording, but I'm not going to use it for anything. It's just for us to go back to if we need to later or something. But anyway, well, I wanted to talk to you. Obviously, I know you do a lot of the Munchausen by proxy stuff, which have you been doing that a long time? I know what you do. I just don't know how long you've been doing stuff, and I kindly only recently came to you. So,
well, I have been writing a column.
She didn't even say, I don't want to be recorded, nothing like that. Even when they had to stop the recording and come back in again, Katie Joy made no mention about how uncomfortable she was or that she wasn't comfortable being recorded. The total opposite. This was a reaction.
I mean, we've got about 2 minutes left on the Zoom because I have like a free account, so I don't do the paid. We can always call back in if you want to talk longer, but
no, I'm captivated. Like, we have to end now.
You're like, what?
This is our life. This is our life. This is it.
This is my life every day, and everything.
Long story short, this is such a mess. I'm like trying my best to just like get through this without like rolling my eyes or I was trying to just sit there very stoically and engaged and professional because I didn't want to like ruin anything.
So back to how she met the stepmom. She herself said she contacted the stepmom, and the stepmom had already known who she was because she was a fan.
Oh, and then the one thing that really sort of bothered me was, and this is the part that made me really think I needed to go follow the, like when somebody, it's like Hansel and Gretel, they drop you a little like crumb. She said, Christy Blanchard is worse than Dee Dee. She is worse. She is manipulative. She could hurt someone worse than Dee Dee. And I thought, whoa, that's a bold allegation for someone that's literally never been in trouble. Weird. So I end up reaching out to Chris. Well, before I even sent a message to Christy, I did a background check on Fancy. So when I'm starting to figure out that this is not passing the sniff test, so I reached out to her and I said, listen, like, I'm Katie. I run a YouTube channel called Withoutacrystalball. I'm a writer. I've been primarily moving towards my YouTube channel because it's just like way more fun for me. And she responded, and she was super funny because like one of the very first things she said to me is, I knew who you were immediately. I've seen your videos on Love After Lockup. And I was like, that's hilarious. Like, who would have thought that like Christy Blanchard watched me just to like talk about like my gossiping about reality TV, right? Like, you never really know who's watching your stuff. And so she's like, yeah, I'm a fan. I watch your stuff. I really think you're funny. She's like, so as soon as I figured out it was you, I was like, of course I'll talk to you.
So Katie Joy said that she has been friends with the stepmom for 4.5 years, and that the stepmom actually knew how the media outlets follow Katie Joy. If she truly knew that Katie Joy had all these media outlets following her, then why wasn't Gypsy reaching out to her from prison and giving her real exclusives? Since, as Katie Joy said, she was there for Christy when it wasn't popular and while Gypsy was incarcerated. Why didn't Gypsy acknowledge her then, and only now in your efforts, in you going after and trying to destroy Fancy? This is the comment that Gypsy had left on Katie Joy's page. Katie Joy, you have been riding very hard for Christy, and you actually received a breadcrumbs in terms of Katie Joy was sent an advance copy of Gypsy Rose's upcoming new book called Released, where Katie Joy divulged certain information that was not supposed to be released yet. And she, in my opinion, was reprimanded for it, and she quickly took down that post. This is the post that she made on Wednesday, January the 3rd, and it states, Gypsy Blanchard's book reveals shocking details about ABUSE. Without a Crystal Ball just received an advanced copy of Gypsy Blanchard's new book titled Released. The ebook will be available on January 9, 2024. In the book, Gypsy reveals that she was sexually abused by her grandfather as a child. She alleged the abuse occurred when she was around 5 years old. Additionally, Gypsy alleges that her mum, Dee Dee, was also sexually abused by her grandfather, or Dee Dee's dad. In the upcoming docuseries, Gypsy will also confess to this abuse. Her grandfather was asked by producers if he abused her. He said he never abused her, and he went on to accuse Gypsy of grabbing him when she was 5 years old. In her book, Gypsy also detailed that she was forced to bath with her mother up until her mother's death. She writes that her mum shaved her vagina for her in the bath to keep her clean. Gypsy's book is not a retelling of her crime, but rather a look back at her life. In the book, she reveals that she realized her whole life was abnormal and fraudulent only after she was arrested. She writes openly about her remorse for the murder, the remorse for bringing Nick into the crime, but also discusses Nick's abuse of her through sadism and control. Gypsy reveals that her mother used witchcraft and spells to control her as a child. She recalls her mother buying cow's tongue to make potions to cast spells against her, which including that Gypsy would never be free from her. But the book is honest, raw and real. I'm about halfway done and I'm hooked. It's evident she's done a lot of work and will continue to heal in the years to come. Gypsy Blanchard's Released is available where ebooks are sold. Pay attention to this comment. So this person says, but is she okay with this information being shared before her book comes out? To which Katie Joy responds, yes, that's why I got an advance copy. Well, it was not okay for her to share what was in the book because that post was deleted by Katie Joy. Now, moving forward to yesterday. Katie Joy made a video, but I think the reason she made the video was to take a jab at somebody else, which I'm going to get into. Exclusive. Pay attention, exclusive. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is finally free. What her family wants you to know. Hey, Katie Joy. There was no exclusive in that video. She lied. She did speak about Gypsy's new book coming out and that People magazine released information that she was SA'd by her grandfather.
She's also going to make accusations against her grandfather. So People magazine really recently did an interview with her and they got a sneak peek of the docuseries, and she's going to accuse her grandfather, Dee Dee's father, Claude, of SAing her when she was a child.
No, Katie Joy. You released that information on social media first because like I said, you made that post on Wednesday, January 3rd. People magazine article was only released yesterday, January 4th, Thursday. You fucked up. Nobody would have noticed if you didn't point it out. Let me just say that. But this is just who you are, always wanting to be the head bitch in charge. It's like, let it go. And then she made this post promoting how Christy is going on to do an interview with Ashley Banfield on News Nation, to which the post says, It says cease and desist, pretending to be Gypsy Blanchard's friend and stop bothering her, and no one will ever say your name again. And this is why she posted that.
Hi, I'm Fancy Maselli, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. The video you are about to watch is an interview we did with Katie Joy Paulson in 2019 of Without a Crystal Ball. At this time of the video, we were just learning of the deception that the Blanchard family had been perpetuating to the public. We were still early in our understanding of how factitious disorder imposed upon another, or Munchausen by proxy, works. This is not a representation of our knowledge today, nor a representation of our knowledge on the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. The accusations this woman is making about myself, Fancy Maselli, aka April Johns, is false. Fancy is my stage name that I have been using since I was 18 years old. I am also not a felon, and I did not stalk or mislead the Blanchard family. Our team is the leading crime experts on this case. We have done over 7 years of a deep dive investigation, and as Sheriff Arnott said, nothing is as it seems. We took this video down for years as it was not pertinent to our documentary nor our information about Gypsy Rose, and we wanted no further contact with Katie Joy. We have remained silent on her many issues with other celebrities. However, with her recent doxing of Fancy on the internet, we felt this should be released again. We are formally asking that Katie Joy Paulson of Without a Crystal Ball cease and desist with any further harassment of our team, and request any false statements and forms of doxing stop and are removed from any of her accounts.
Katie Joy obviously saw that video that Fancy posted, and once again chose not to take the high road or do the right thing. No, she chose to act childish, and that is why she used these words, cease and desist, in this post. Fancy Maselli has re-uploaded that video of the interview that they did with Katie Joy in 2019. I will leave a link in the description box so you guys can feel free to go and see the video in its entirety to find out the truth, exactly what happened, not what Katie Joy stipulated 4 years ago, which was absolutely false. Where Katie Joy was so enmeshed, so excited about all the information she was gathering from Brandy and Fancy. She wasn't stoic. She wasn't just there to not be rude. Oh no, she was getting all the information she wanted. And then in turn, in my opinion, I think she must have thought, oh, this is a big story. This is a worldwide story. Let me get onto this. But that's just my opinion about that. Well, Katie Joy has not removed any of the postings she made about Fancy, and the video she made with the non-existence exclusive, she constantly makes reference to Fancy but doesn't mention her name. I wonder if Katie Joy will be facing another lawsuit, but only time will tell. I will end with saying this. Watching Katie Joy report, or being the spokesperson, or being the self-appointed spokesperson for the Blanchard family, is beginning to feel familiar as to every other time she faced a lawsuit. And my advice to the Blanchard family is that Without a Crystal Ball is not the person you would want to represent you. Just my opinion. Because Katie Joy has proven time and time again that she has no one else's best interests at heart but her own. And also I wonder if she's selling it to them, like obviously she told the stepmom that, you know, she has all these media outlets following her. So I wonder if she told the mom that she has this whole production crew behind her, and that she could possibly, you know, give her the hookup with whoever's producing or making the movie that she's part of on Netflix about Robert Shin. I wonder if she's selling them that. But at the end of the day, only time will tell. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a safe and wonderful weekend. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And don't forget to make good memories. Bye, guys.